Back again. So if you lot have been watching me long enough, every now and then I'll talk about one-liners that have been dropped on me in the past. Man's just dropped a little gem, sprinkled a little gem on me in the past. And maybe at the time it resonated with me, or maybe later on in the future, like present day, it might have resonated with me. So a little one-liner that a man has dropped on me in the past, which did actually resonate with me pretty much right then and there, was when I was an apprentice, 20 years old and that. I remember I was riding in my mentor's van. I'm in the passenger seat, obviously. And a man turned to me and said, I remember when I was your age, Jay. These times man's like 7, 8 years older than me. I remember when I was your age, Jay, I bought my first house with my wife. I'm thinking like, rah, I'm going to be fully qualified in like a year's time. I'm going to be on your wage, 28, 29, 30 grand a year. So if he's done it, that means that I can. Now, obviously, he had his wife and that, so he had someone to go 50-50 with a mortgage and buy a house with and that. And, you know, maybe the parents them did drop a little money on them and that to get them started in that. But still, if a man can buy a yard at 21, 22, 23 and that, and if I'm going to be 21, 22, whatever in a year's time, and I'm going to be on the same wage as him, well, if he can do it, then I can. That's how you got to think. Now, that was a little gem, a little one-liner that a man dropped on me then, that resonated in me right then and then. But there's certain other little gems and one-liners and that a man might drop on you and you think, yeah, whatever, innit, man. In future, like, then you realise that, rah, my man was actually right, you know. So what you don't need to understand is, man's name's Jay Wise and that, obviously. But the original Jay Wise is actually my stepdad, you know. That's a man that's got wisdom, you know. He used to drop some gems and that, and I used to never really like pay attention and that too tough when I was young. It's only when I get older I'm like, rah, my man, he's the original Jay Wise, because obviously his name begins with J as well, isn't it? So I remember when I was in school, I remember my stepdad was saying, like, you see them little nerdy kids and that you lot might take the piss out of in school, you know. Be careful, you know, because them little sneaky nerdy kids that you lot take the piss out of in school, them man there will be writing your prescription, you know. Do you know how real that is? Do you know how true that is? Obviously, this hasn't happened to me yet, but what I'm trying to say is, there was a youth, no one took the piss out of him, well, I didn't, he was cool. But I can imagine other man taking the piss out of this youth. Do you know what this youth does? He's a dentist, blood. Yeah? Potentially, you never know. Yeah? The likelihood of it happening is not going to be that likely in that. But you never know, he could be writing out some prescription or whatever in it, or checking a man's teeth and that, because a man's become a dentist and that. The same youths that was taking the piss out of this youth that became a dentist and that, them man, they're working some bullshit jobs. They'll be the same man, and I know man, that used to say, I would never work in JD Sports, and I see a man working in JD Sports in Emmerton Green. Trust me, it's that real. So anyway, what inspired me to make this video was one of my aunties had a profile picture on her WhatsApp, and it's of her grandson, which is one of my little cousins. And I don't know, he must have went snowboarding or skiing or whatever, innit? And it's just a picture of him lying on the floor, yeah, just looking all exhausted and that. And I think it was a snowboard was next to him, and the snowboard, the brand was Head. Yeah, if you don't remember that brand, Head, it's a sports brand. It's like Lecoq Sportif, obviously Nike, Puma, and that, innit? But it's not a popular sports brand, innit? And I remember I used to have a head bag, you know, like a rucksack. I used to have a head bag when man was in like year 7. And I remember certain people was taking a piss, you know, like, raw, why's my man got a head bag, blood? Like, fam, why you got a head bag? What you doing, fam? Like, what go on for you, innit? You should have a night bag and that, because obviously the night bags with the inting back in school, innit? Man never had them little idiot just do it bags, nah, fam. There was certain man them would have them little tiny just do it bags, but that's what the girls them would have. What you doing, fam? You're a boy, blood. You should have a big bag, innit? Anyway, I had a head bag, innit? And certain man were taking a piss and that. But it's funny though, the man them that's taking a piss out of man for having a head bag and that, I guarantee you, yeah, they ain't got as much properties as me. I guarantee you, yeah, they could be learning something from me, and I ain't gonna be learning nothing from them. I promise you. So it's funny, like, be careful who you take the piss out of, yeah, in the present day, because you don't know in the future what level certain people are gonna be at, yeah, and they could be at such a high level that you could be learning from them, and they can't learn nothing from you. So that's just one thing. As soon as I saw this profile picture on my auntie's WhatsApp and that, I just see the brand Head. I'm like, oh shit, I remember that brand Head. And then it made me think about when a couple youths was taking their piss. You know, like just kids in school and oh, why man got a head bag blood. Just remembered like, like people taking the piss and that, and then in the future, like these same people, I know they're not in the same position as me. Yeah, they're the sorts of people that care about brands and that. Let me tell you something right now, yeah. You see them people there that are pretty much a slave to designer brands and that. Them people there, they will always remain poor. They will always remain poor. It's funny. The people that I know, or the people that I know that know people that have properties, maybe just one or maybe a few properties in that, none of them are into designer brands. I'm not saying that they might not own one little Gucci accessory in that, but they're not into designer brands like that. My brethren Benga, my man's got bare properties in that. Myself, I got bare properties in that. My girl's friend, she got bare properties in that. One of my girl's friends' she's got one property in that. And none of those people that I mentioned in that equation are into like designer brands and that, yeah. And they've got multiple properties, if not just one property in that. But then the people them that I know who are into designer brands and that, they have no properties, fam. It's just stupid. You truly will always be a slave and you will never be free if you care about fucking designer brands. Right now, I'm wearing a pair of Umbro trainers for work, blood. Certain people, and I thought about this, I'm like, oh, they're Umbro trainers. And I thought, blood, man, why you care about the brand of trainers if you're just going to work? Don't get it twisted, man. I wouldn't wear these on the road like that. But if I'm working and that, they're fucking Umbro trainers, man. Like, they cost me £17 on some website called M&M. I'm not gonna keep spending £80 to be wearing trainers and that. They're gonna get fucked up and that. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's just one of them things there. Like, I just remember my stepdad saying like, yo, like, be careful who you take the piss out of and that, because them man, they might be writing your prescription. And I can imagine that you there that become a dentist and that, his friends were all nerds and that or whatever, innit, yeah. But one of them might have even became a doctor as well. So that's just a little food for thought, man. Be careful who you take the piss out of and that, because they might be doing way better than you in the future. Just tell you what, it's a ton of